It is time for your mayor report with Mayor Mark McKee. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Sean. Morning, Milo.
I got a few questions for you. Do you want to touch base on anything, or should we dive in?
Oh, let's just dive right in.
Okay. Why does municipal financing have to go through the CSRD?
All of the borrowing that the city does is all set up to go through regional district to MFA. This is common practice with all municipalities. It's a little bit funny. That's just the way that it is. It's always been like that.
So it's not that they necessarily have to approve it before you can apply?
We've done all that. It's just a formality. It goes through there, so it has to go as a request to the board. They're always approved.
Is it basically keeping them up to date kind of thing?
No, it's just the way that the municipal finance have set up their borrowing. It all goes through the regional district. I really don't know the reason why, but it's always been like that. I did report at council, we are borrowing on behalf of the neighborhood of Thomas Brook that already voted in favor, annexation into the city and upgrading of water and sewer. The same as Big Eddy Water. Went through a big, long process with the community. We were able to get a huge infrastructure, provincial and federal infrastructure grant. So we are borrowing, so the city's debt goes up, but that debt is not paid by all the taxpayers. It's only paid by the specified, it's called a local area service. So only the people in that local area service will pay the debt on that.
Okay.
Okay.
In terms of the roundabout versus the bid price, the cost should contain separately the extra work value that was unit priced in that bid. So what is the scoop with the cost?
I don't have the exact figure, but I convey how it unfolded and what happened. Hopefully staff listen in on this once in a while and they'll make a note and get me the exact figures of. But anyways, I'll bring the exact breakdown for next week. 3 things actually happened. One is that we took the second bidder, which was a little higher than the budget. Then we had added extra work to it, like closing down Bend Road, removing the Sandy dump, and I think that was an extra, I think it was an extra $275,000. Guesstimate right now today is that we're about $450,000 over, but keeping in mind, then we went back to Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure because there is an advantage to the traveling public on the highway where we were alleviating cars backing up onto Trans-Canada. They put in a grant to us of $700,000. I don't have the exact figure. And I don't even want to guess at where it came, but yes, it went over. Then we added extra work. We had a grant from Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure for $700,000. So that brought that down. We'll get the exact breakdown for next week.
I wanted to talk to you about an idea that I had. Here's my thought. Vacation rentals have been such a hot topic issue here. And you know what? To be fair, they're all over. It's a problem everywhere.
It's a problem everywhere.
Okay. Now, one of the issues that I've noticed is when applications come in, the applicants might be great people and council might go, yeah, we know them and we understand that they'll run it very, very well. It's who buys it afterwards that's the concern. You rezone it, it's permanent. Now, I was thinking about a driver's license. I have to get mine like you do and everyone else every 5 years. Could there be something in place where you can apply for a 5-year term, a 10-year term, and a 20-year term? You put in your $1,800 for your 5-year. You put in $2,500 for your 10-year, and you have to put in $4,000 if you want 20 years. If I'm going to do it for that long, $4,000 is not a lot of money because they do turn over money. With that being said, the city comes in, they check it, they approve it, and just like anything, if you don't fall under being compliant, you don't get it again. If you put your house up on the market, it's automatically cut off, and you do not get a rebate on that money. That's money you put out with that intention. You closed it off early. You lost the money. However, the next person most likely could apply again because the house is in good shape. And if they get it, they're on a term. 5 more years, and then it gets reassessed. So we protect the land. Those that would fall under the rules, they get an opportunity to do it. And we protect the future of turning this into a full-blown Whistler.
There are communities that are doing similar to that. And one of the things that I've looked at, which I think it's along that line, but it's called a temporary use permit. You get a temporary use permit and it's for a maximum, I think it's for 3 years. You prove that you're a good neighbor and you're running a good operation and yada, 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 all the rules that are there.
Yep.
And then you can apply for permanent status. But the temporary use permit is there as a short-term measure rather than going through the full-blown rezoning. I came back as mayor in 2014. this is the process that was adopted and was being used, and we just carried on with it. It was the tip of the iceberg back then, and of course, vacation rentals have really exploded. I know that staff are working on a big report coming back to council, and it's going to contain a lot of the comments that have come in at public hearings. It's going to be recommendations. It's moving forward. It's going to be what are other communities doing, and other communities are watching us as well. Everybody is feeling their way through it, and we're actually in the planning stages of a municipal convention coming here to Revelstoke in the end of April, SILGA, Southern Interior Local Government Association Convention. One of the breakout sessions we're talking about is having a panel on vacation rentals, some of the stories that other communities are doing. Everybody is looking for the silver bullet on vacation rental, and so are we. So one other thing is that I want to mention is that we do also have in place that for people that have gone through the rezoning and are zoned and are running a legal vacation rental, they also have to have a business license. That's the tool that we would use when people aren't compliant, they're not running a good operation, they're not doing what they said they're going to do. Then their business license would be pulled, and it may not be renewed. That's just part of the package that we are working with. Vacation rentals is going to be brought up again and again and again. And also, we're going to be looking to the staff report. Council is going to have to do some studying and probably make some pretty hard decisions.
The roundabout in the middle, it doesn't have anything in there yet. And I was thinking, how Walt Disney and he stands up on the porch and he's holding Mickey's hand and he's pointing up to the stars?
Oh, yeah.
What if we had something like that of Jeff Battersby?
If you're going to have Jeff Battersby there, it should be like delivering a child or something like that. I think would be
bronze.
Yeah, but there are trees and shrubs in there, so I'm not. But there was all kinds of other talk about putting some kind of art feature and welcoming to the community. So I don't think that project is 100% finished yet. But I'll add Battersby onto that list of potential roundabout
centerpieces.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Milo.